Okay, guys. Right now, I need to make your final smaller. I just put all the questions together, and there's about 40 questions I'm going to change. There's 40 questions I'm choosing from, but my goal is less than 20 is the max. Does that make sense? You're not going to have more than 20 questions on the test. And right now what I'm considering doing is putting a separate test together for anybody who failed the first 6 weeks and wants to get their credit for the semester. Does that make sense? So you could test and show, hey, you know what? I know this stuff. I don't need to retake it. That make sense? So you guys are going to have a test next time I see you, which is Wednesday, the 8th. And if you fail that test, I will let you retake or redo on Friday this week and also all of next week. I can even do a retake with you where we work through and practice the problems before you do the ones you're messing up. Does that make sense? So you should be able to get the final done this week, and if you pass it, you're done. I'll have Chris then I'll just small group with you and work with you. Okay? So I need you to put your name on here. You're going to be turning this into me on paper. If your name's not there, I cannot give you points. Today is the 6th. And you guys are period 2. Okay? Yeah. I'm a...
next week, we're out.
Okay. How do we feel about 1 and 2? Do we feel confident? Do we need to even go over it? You really don't know?
No.
Okay. Who do you think would know? Who could we ask?
We can ask Daniel.
Daniel? Daniel, can you break down number 1 with us? Tell me what to write down.
4 plus 2. Over 6 minus 6.
Okay, Diego, what's 4 plus 2? What's 6 over 2? I'm sorry, 6 over 6? What is that?
1.
What's 1 take away 6? Good. That should be a cake problem. That should be so easy that you're just like, yeah, let's make all the tests like that.
No, make it like number 2.
Guys, if we slow down too much, you're going to have a lot of homework.
How big is this chapter? 20 sections.
Okay, what are we going to plug in? What do I do now, guys? Tell me.
Squared plus 5 minus 1. Then it's 36 plus 5 minus 1, then 41 minus 1, and it's 40.
Yep. You could also have done, they're both the same thing. You could have done 41, take away 1 is 40. Same thing. Okay, so you should have that down. Number 3 should be pretty easy. Go ahead and knock that one out. I'll pause for a second and let you try it.
Ooh, this one looks hard.
Nothing's hard. Number 3.
5.
Plug it in. Pardon? What about it? What's 36 plus 5? No complaining if you want me to be a nice person.
Dang it, look at stupid.
All right, let's break it down. What's the first? Okay, let's take turns. Alejandro, do you know what to do in number 3? The first step?
Put the 5 in.
Language.
Switch the X to negative.
Yup. Make yourself a note. On this side of the equation, don't change it. Don't touch that side of the equation. It's going to be f of negative 5 forever. F of negative 5 forever. Uriel, what's 3 times negative 5?
Is this final open note?
Yes. What? Almost. Nicholas, -5, -15, -1. Trey, are we done?
I think so.
I think so too. I've had a couple kids try to add 5 to both sides. Don't touch this side. You can't touch this side.
I mean, like,
You- you
what I
done.
was gonna do, and then when I wrote it, no, I just did it, man. I was like,
Okay.
it has to be.
On this side, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see 2 at once. Okay. On this equation, let's go to Maurice. What do we do first?
Change the in
To-
-3.
Good job. Diego, what do we do now? Tell me something specific and go ahead and take your AirPod out.
You distribute. Oh, you gotta do that. Oh, I don't know.
You cancel out.
So Diego, AirPod out. Yes, I can't say it. Please. -3 squared. What is that, Diego? -3 squared.
-3 squared, that's -9 squared.
Nine, bro.
Oh, that's positive, right?
Because what's a negative times a negative, you guys? Aquarian. Headphones out. -2 times -3. Francisco, what do we do next?
Take away the 6.
What's that make?
G equals -4.
Cassandra, what's 18 plus 6? Obed, are we done or do we need to just keep going? No.
I mean, G equals -8.
I don't remember if I took attendance.
I don't think you did.
I'm going to get in trouble if I don't. Okay, go ahead and try number 5 and 6. I'm going to give you a minute to try before we go to it.
Oh, these seconds. You gotta see it. F of H.
Freddie, can you help me on number 5? Can you help me get this set up?
G.
What am I going to do instead of T? What am I going to write?
You're gonna put in negative, what is it? Wait, what did you put down?
I just wrote this down.
Also, you'll put in negative 10 plus 4.
Yep.
Oh, it's that one.
What I was really looking for is blank. Right? We're going to have a big blank there. But you're totally right. We are going to take this guy and plug him in.
Specific,
What do you mean specific?
like when I'm writing down the equation.
Yeah. It has to have this part, and it has to have the equal sign.
Wait, what the?
Diego, when you're ready, tell me my next step.
Oh, what is the next step?
You tell me when you're ready.
Oh, you gotta distribute.
Which makes?
That's -3.
What's a negative times a negative?
Oh, that's positive 3C. And then that's -12.
Good. Daniel V. Daniel V, what do I do next?
-12 plus 5.
Which makes? Maurice, what do I do next? Trick question, you're done. Okay, on number 6, Uriel, you're going to help us set it up. Okay, Uriel, tell me what to write down with the blanks. Tell me where the blanks are going to go.
Right, G. Yeah.
Tell me what to write down. No. Tell me when I put a blank and all that stuff.
I like that.
Maurice, can you help him out? If we're writing down G but with blanks, what would I put here? All right, no A. What are we gonna put? Yep. And then Uriel, what's gonna go next? Use your words.
Plus 1 minus 2.
Not A. What are we gonna do instead of A?
Okay.
Nicholas, when you're ready, you tell us the next step, okay?
1 minus 6.
Mm-hmm. So this is gonna go inside. Alejandro, when you're ready, you tell me what to do. If you get stuck, ask Trey for help.
Okay, so for this one you put both of the bottom from both sides.
It goes in both blanks, yeah. Guys, what does squared mean? Twice. So I'm gonna write this how many times?
That's a lot of time. That's one for me.
Okay? Alejandro, when you're ready, you tell me what to do for these. The what? What's that make? For A. What's A times A? A squared. Trey, give me the next step.
Oh, you do the 2A times the 2.
Which makes?
Negative 4A.
Good. Corinne, when you're ready, next up. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Do you see now? So we just did 2A times 2A, 2A times negative 2. What do we still need to do? Give me one more step. Do you need me to tell you what to do and you tell me the answer? We still got to do this 2 to each one of these. So what's negative 2 times 2A? Francisco, last step of this part. Negative 2 times what? Good, which makes? And then I'm just bringing down the 1. Daniel R. What are we going to do here? Yep, it's called distributing. What's that make? What's negative 2 times negative 2? Now, do you guys remember playing combining like terms Uno? The entire point of that was so that you would learn what things can go together. Is there anything else that has a squared? An A squared? So this guy just comes down, he's all by himself, he has no friends that can go with him. Now what about the ones with all the A's? How many different groups do we have there?
We got 3.
1, 2, 3. Ooh, I like that, Diego.
Okay, Diego.
All right. Now what do we have that still can go together? Uriel, wake up. Uriel, what can go together? What's still left? Uriel's turn, guys. Okay, then you might need to move. If you need to come sit up here, you can, sweetheart.
Can I? This,
Mm-hmm.
I think I need
Where was it at?
Okay, so we took the 4a squared down. We put the minus 4a's all together. What's still left that needs to go together? What have we not used yet? No. Okay, Uriel, did we use the a squared?
Oh, no.
No, yes we did. See how we brought it down? See how we brought down the 4a here, the 4a here, and the 4a, and they all came together to make the negative 12? So what have we not used yet? The 4's and the 1. So you guys, what's 4 plus 1 plus 4? Now, if we're playing combining like terms Uno, can any of those go together?
No.
So you're done. Go ahead and flip to the next page. Do you guys remember how to find inverse functions? Do you need a quick refresh?
I don't even remember what that is.
So we're going to say g of x, just rewrite it and change it to your y. So we're just going to cross that out, and that's just a fancy way of writing y.
So what's the point of the GX?
G of x just tells you that this is a function of x. And we use them, you know how we do a lot of systems that has multiple lines? It's easier to talk about if you can say the g of x versus the f of x versus the h of x, so you know exactly which one you're talking about, instead of the line, the line, the line, the line, the line. Okay, then we're going to just switch. X switches with y.
We
Okay.
supposed to write that?
Yeah?
what we got? Steps.
Yeah, ready.
Break it down where you.
Okay, so we're just going to switch x and y. So what am I going to do here? What's this going to be instead of y?
X.
Good. Does the 3 stay?
Yeah.
Yes. What does it become?
Y.
You said switch it.
X equals 3y plus 1.
And then just solve for y. What do we do next?
Solve for y.
Yeah, tell me what to do.
You do the math.
Minus 1. I heard somebody. Yeah, minus 1.
I like that.
Can those go together? Can the x and the minus 1 go together? No, so it just stays x, take away 1. How do I get rid of that 3 that's with that y?
Division.
Divide by 3.
Divide both sides by 3. Now, they don't usually leave it like this. They usually write the inverse of g of x equals all of that. So that little negative 1, that's a fancy way of saying inverse. That just means inverse.
So after you solved it, you
Inverse.
got the inverse thing?
So you're done. You found the inverse.
Why did we write that?
It's just notation. You're saying that this is the inverse of this. Notice that this is a f of x function. See how we can easily say I'm working on the g versus I'm working on the f? And this is the inverse for this function because it's the inverse of g, but it's not the inverse of f. Okay? Guys, I want you to try this. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to try this with your table. Talk it through. Make sure you figure it out. Then I'll come back and I'll throw the answer on the board so you can see if you got it right.
So does it, this,
Okay, Uriel, what's your first step? Yeah, but number 8, what's our first step?
I will go down.
We literally just gave you like 3 minutes to work on it. Okay, we'll give you about 30 seconds to figure out what the first step is. Then Diego, you're going to be step 2. Then Freddie, you're going to be step 3. Then Daniel V, you're gonna be step 4.
Okay, I'm ready.
What do you got?
You change the F of X to Y.
Yep, we just cross it out and it becomes
I like that.
Y. Diego, what do we do next?
You switch to X and Y.
Yup. Freddie, what do we do next? Then it's going to be Daniel V.
I don't know.
Need a hint?
Multiply,
By.
3.
Yep. What's 3 times X? What do I write down?
3X.
Good. Daniel V, when you're ready.
We subtract 15.
Maurice, are those like terms?
No.
So they can't go together? Alejandro, what do we do next? Pardon?
Divide by 7.
Almost. Divide by what? Divide by what? That's your answer. Don't try to do anything fancy. We're just going to write the inverse of x equals all that trash. Well, do you really like that? Is it pretty? Write it down. You guys ready for the next one?
I don't know how to do the next one.
Need a nudge?
Yes. What is
Okay. So if I had a substitute, would I be here anymore?
No.
So anytime it says substitution, you're going to be getting rid of one of the letters. Which letter is going to be the easiest one to get rid of? See how they already gave you y equals something? We can just plug it in for that y. Now, how could we check our work with a calculator? Menu what? If this was me, I would get the answer before I even started, so I would know if I was getting it right. I'm going to recommend that you grab a highlighter. We're going to be using highlighters quite a bit today. All right, are you guys ready to do this together, or do you want a minute to finish? Are you guys stuck, or are you still going? Stuck, okay. Accordion, can you walk me through the first step right here? We replaced y with this equation, so we plug that in for y. Now what do I do, accordion? Distribute, yeah. What's 8 times 4x? 32. What's 8 times 22? It's okay to use your calculator. 176. Francisco, can you tell me what to do next?
Don't get rid of the 176. Minus.
What's negative 176 plus negative 24?
That's like 180. Oh, 200. And then that,
Nick, can you tell me what we do next?
Combine the x's,
Which makes?
40, 40x.
Obed, what do we do next?
Divide
By?
40,
What's that make?
-5.
Uriel, once we have our x, what do we do? Uriel. Well, now that I have x, how do I figure out y? If you don't know, ask a friend.
Put it in.
Yeah, what are we plugging it into? Look guys, we got the negative 5, we just plug it into this equation. Y equals 4x plus 22, but instead of x, what are we going to plug in? Uriel, can you do 4 times negative 5? Do you know how to do that one? What? No. Yep. Freddie, what do we do now?
We add 22.
What's it make?
And
What's-
negative
What's 22 take away
2.
20?
Oh, no, that's 2.
Done. Does that match what you got out of your calculator?
I didn't get a calculator.
There's some you're going to need calculators for. I'm going to go ahead. Do you guys have that down? Can I slide over to 10? Okay, I'm going to slide over to 10. Same process. Daniel V, tell me what to do.
Plug in just the first equation into the y.
Uh-huh. So we're going to replace y with that. Maurice, what do we do? Yep, distribute.
-4. X.
Yep. And then do you know what 2 times negative 16 is?
32.
Alejandro, 12x take away 12x? Mm-hmm. Nick, what does this mean? Infinitely many. So if you're doing it by hand, you're going to get something that we call consistent. Like 5 equals 5, 10 equals 10, negative 32 equals negative 32. If you're doing it in the calculator, you're going to get something that has like a C1 in it. So if anytime you have that C1 in there, or a C2 or any kind of constant, that's what it's going to give you. Daniel V, can you put your phone away? Away, not on the table, but away. When you guys are ready, let's do elimination on 11 and 12. You guys still writing? Let's go ahead and go to number 11. Now guys, elimination means you're going to get rid of a variable. Do you see how these are lined up? X's with X's, Y's with Y's, the equals with the equals, and the numbers with the numbers? What happens if we add straight down? What's negative 2x and a positive 2x make?
0.
What's 10y take away 8y?
2y.
What's 28 take away 24?
4. And divide
Divide by 2. So y equals,
2.
now that we know what y is, how do we figure out x? Uriel, do you like the top or the bottom equation? Okay. Cassandra, what do we do now? Change y to be 2. Trey, come in, sweetie. There's a couple of kids waiting to use the restroom. Nick, what do I do now? What is it? Daniel R, what do we do now? Diego, what do we do now?
You divide by 2.
Divide by what kind of 2? So what does x equal? Put it on your paper. Okay, this one, just as easy. There's one step you got to figure out. Which is more close, which numbers are going to be easier to become the same? 8 and 16 or 7 and 6? 8 and 16. What do we need to multiply the 8 by to make it 16? We're going to need to multiply it by a negative 2 because we want it to be a positive 16. Okay? So we're just going to multiply like this. Okay, Uriel, you start us out. Then we're going to go through your table. Negative 2 times negative 8x. What does that make, Uriel? 16. Thank you. Diego, negative 2 times negative 7. Sorry, negative 7y. What does that make? What's negative 2 times 28. What does that make, Daniel V? 2 times 28? Negative 2 times 28?
Negative 52.
Good. My handwriting is getting worse. I've got to zoom out just a little bit because there's not even room for my hand to fit under the camera. Okay. Make it. Okay, you guys ready? Alejandro, what do we do next? Actually, we're going to add these two equations together. So negative 16x, positive 16x. What does that make, everybody? Good. Alejandro, I'm sorry, I asked you the wrong question. 14y take away 6y. How many is that? A little higher. Nick, negative 56, positive 24, what does it make? Corian, what do we do now? Well, if we have y, how do we figure out x? If we have y, how do we find x?
You plug in the what?
Which equation do you guys like? Do you like the top or the bottom?
the top.
Okay. Now that we know what y is, what are we going to change the y to be?
Negative 4.
Cassandra, -7 times -4. Mm-hmm. Obed, what do we do next?
Subtract, right?
Yep. Uriel, what do we do next? No, we already plugged in. Bye. Freddie, tell me my answer is a point. Which number goes first?
X,
So what number?
and then Y, then 4.
You got your answer. I'm going to pause right there for just a second. I'm going to zoom out just a bit so that you can see all of it at the same time. Yep.
Wait, how long do we have to finish this?
Today. Okay, guys, on the next page, go ahead and flip. Do you want... So here's what I did with my last class. We skipped these ones and came back to them because these ones are pretty much all calculator. Do you guys know how to do these ones where you set up the equations?
Oh, that's good. Matrices, right?
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, can I get a raise of hands? Who would like to do these in order? Who would like to skip them and come back to them after we do all the graph ones?
Oh, I don't know. Just do that.
You want to do the graph ones first?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Diego, do you know where we start on the graph?
Under 0.
Okay, wait, but to graph that equation, that top equation, what do I start with?
Oh, -3.
What?
Oh, wait, what?
I'm looking at this equation
Oh,
right
that
here.
equation. Oh, +1.
Okay, so where do I go? Up, down, left, or right?
Off 1.
Okay, so that's our y-intercept. We always start with our y-intercept. Daniel V, do you know what we do next?
You go up 1 and right 1.
How did you figure that out?
Because it's just like,
Okay, so we're thinking of this as 1 over 1x. Right, so we're thinking of that like that, and so your slope is up 1, right 1. Now to get points for this, you are going to need to use a straight edge. You're also going to need a highlighter. Do not shade in pencil or pen. You must use a highlighter to shade. If you need me to chuck a highlighter at you, I got about 5 on my desk, and the rest are in the back because I lent them to my kids. Yep. Anybody else want me to check you one? Okay, if I throw it to you, you got to give it back to me. I'm afraid I'm going to hit Freddie in the head. Freddie, will you look at me so that I don't hit you on accident?
right at the fine. Throw it.
See?
Whoa.
Anybody else need one?
Wait, this is a dash line, right?
Yeah, the top one's a dash line. So an easy way to tell, if it has the underline, it's solid. If it doesn't, if it's like this or like this, it's dashed.
I think I have it highlighted.
Diego, please keep in mind I am recording.
Oh.
This is above. And this is below. So it's like a little cheat code for you guys.
Let's go down. What did you say, above?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to write that.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use your straight edge. You can use your ID, whatever, and you're just gonna draw a nice, beautiful straight line.
Dash line.
You're right, I made it straight. Okay, so if you mess up like I just did, how could you quickly correct it?
You erase the line.
You can either erase, but I wrote in pen so you could see it. So you can just do this next to it and I'll know what it means. Not a big deal. Okay? Yes, sir? Of course. Okay, you guys, what's our y-intercept on the second equation?
-2.
So you're going to start it down 2. What's our slope?
Right? 4.
Good. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Solid or dashed?
Solid.
Now this is where you're going to need your highlighter. Do not shade it in with pen, pencil, or anything else. We need to be able to read every bit of this graph. So on our first line, did I need to shade above or below on that guy?
You usually say below.
Below. So I'm going to go this way. Okay? On the second line, above or below?
Above.
Above. So where is it shaded for both of them?
Right there.
Do you see how it's shaded right here for both of them? Okay, so you're using your highlighter to mark that. That's the part that needs to be colored in. Okay. Freddie, you're going to tell me where to put A. Left, down, upper, right, and how many in each direction?
To the left.
Left, how many?
3, and down 4.
Good. I want to see the dot there. I want to see the letter there. And it's in our solution, so we're totally using that. Alejandro, when you're ready, tell me where to put B.
Oh, wait.
Nicholas, you're going to be telling me C. Trey, you're going to be D. Acorian, you're going to be E. And Francisco, you're going to be F. You're going to tell me where to put them. Nope. Right one, then where? Yep. Are we?
Telling you D?
That you're D. Okay, is that a solution? Yes or no, you guys? It's not. Why not? Because this is a dashed line. Okay, Nicholas, when you're ready, you're on C. Tell me where to go. Left, down, upper, right. Solution, yes or no? Trey, when you're ready, tell us D.
Left is. It is not a solution.
Acorian, when you're ready, E. Mm-hmm. Good. Yes or no? And then Francisco, when you're ready.
Left or down on.
Okay, I want to see these points on the graph. I want to see the letters right next to the point.
The best one you gotta get below.
Okay, when you guys are ready, you want to do 18. I'm going to give you a minute to try 18 without me. Oh, you're not done? I'm sorry. I'm going to give you guys a minute to try 18 without me, and then we will go through 18. But I want you to try. You learn more when you try. What if I just quietly do it and you can look up and check your work? Would that work for you? Okay.
I did it backwards.
Yeah.
You're shooting below on both of them. So below this line is this part, and below this line is this part. So this little trapezoid area, this funky quadrihedral.
I did mine backwards.
What do you mean?
And I have it the exact same way, but reversed.
You mean you shaded backwards? Yeah, you went the wrong direction.
How did you get T and T?
How did I get what? How did I get here?
Yeah.
So for the first one, I went from the intercept of -1, I went down 1, right 2. And for the second one, the intercept was 3, so I went and down 5, right 2. So that's where they're both touching and crossing.
If they're right on the line,
No, it's on me.
It's right on the line. Do I get to use that point, yes or no, guys?
no. Why not?
Because they're dashed lines.
Okay.
Can't use anything touching the dash line.
Okay.
Trey, if you grab a scratch piece of paper, do your best to draw it to correct it. Then you can still get your full points. Corey and Sweetie, wake up.
It's not on the line. Or it's on the line. It's not. So, what did you do?
That's what I got for mine. Do you guys agree?
See, check.
Okay. Do you guys want to do 19 to check with each other, or do you feel like you got it?
No, I need to check. I need to check.
Let's definitely check. Okay. Freddy's table. So someone from Freddy's table. What's my y-intercept for the top equation?
I don't even know.
You wanted me to?
Or which one? Oh, that's 3.
Mauricio's table. Give me the slope and tell me what I do.
Who's Mauricio?
Sorry, Maurice.
What is this?
Nicholas, do you know? What's the slope? -1/3. Please take out the AirPods. Down 1, right 3. I could also go up 1, left 3. Trey, Corian, and Francisco. What do I do now? Solid or dash line?
Oh, it's solid. And it's below.
It is below. Don't forget the arrows on the end of your lines. And it's definitely going to be below. Daniel R's table. What's our y-intercept? Back to the front table. Freddy's table. What's our slope?
Oh, which one?
The second equation.
Oh.
It's the exact same thing, just backwards.
I'm sorry. Lots of people were talking. Try one more time, Diego.
Down one over 3.
Yep. We could also go up 1, left 3.
Oh, really?
Solid or dash line?
Solid.
Are we gonna shade above or below?
Above.
So which part's the solution? The top, the middle, or the bottom?
The middle.
Please make sure you got arrows on your lines.
I wrote it backwards, but I can't.
And if it's a solid line, you can make three lines.
No, all steps to earn credit.
Guys, wanna knock this out with me? What do we do first?
So you just
Boom, boom, let's go.
Negative 4K, and then it's plus 8, and then on the other side is 3K minus 6.
Nice. Alejandro, what's our next step?
You do the numbers, right?
You combine like terms. Combine like terms.
Yeah, that. I mean,
What are we putting together? What can go together, Alejandro? Think about that combining like terms, Uno. What could play on top of each other? What's that make? Corian, what else can go together? Yeah, what's 8 take away 6? Francisco, what do we do now?
Someone got take away
7 take away 2, you guys. What's 7 take away 2?
5. And then you divide the negative 1 here. So it could be positive, and it's negative 5 times K.
And you're done. Go ahead and flip to the inside and let's knock those out.
You got what time?
Do you guys remember what you need to push here to get the matrix?
3, 2, or something like, no, 7.
7, 5, then 7, 1, and then you're going to tell it's a 3 by 4. You're going to fill all this in and you're going to press enter.
T inspired trademark secret.
Okay, you guys, it might help you to do the highlighter like I did. I tried to put it on there when I copied it, but it didn't copy the highlighter. What is this? What letter does this row mean?
R.
What's letter this one?
S, T.
What does the line mean?
That's what it equals.
What's this one?
That's the total.
That's the number of the total. So how many R's?
4,
How many S's?
5, 2, negative 2.
and 15 at the end. How many R's?
5, 6, -5, 20. And then it's 0, -2, 17.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's on.
The one that everybody messes up is right here. It's 0 because there's no R's on this equation.
Let's slow down.
-75.
I'm just doing what you guys are saying.
What's the number of columns?
4. See, 3 by 4. Okay, so this should come out with 0s and 1s. And I'm not going to tell you what this is, but it should not be a fraction.
Why?
-351.
Make sure you have all the numbers correct. Make sure you have the negatives where they need to be. If you want me to look at your calculator, I will, but I'm not going to write the answer on the board. Trey, you mean -1, right? -3, 5, and -1.
Yeah, I
You kept saying 1. So you're filling that in. Okay, for this one, menu what to do this one? 3, 2. Put in your equations. Make sure you're using these variables, right? You're going to change your variables to R, S, T.
Better.
You're going to get a number. You're going to throw this in, and it's going to give you out an answer. Write down whatever the answer is.
Can you go up a little bit?
Wait.
What? So. Oh, wait, go back up.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Wait, so I make the number of
Wait,
equations
so it's
right?
not supposed to be a fraction? Wait, can you go back up real quick? What?
Give me a fraction.
Oh, yeah, sure. Never mind.
Okay, I see like 5 people on your phones. I'm going to take them up if I see them. So put them away.
Just for those people.
Uriel, put your phone away.
I just make those 3 equations. The variables.
Okay, so this is menu 3, 2. You just plug it in. Make sure you change the letters. And you should get out an answer. If you want to know if your answer is right, you can quietly ask me, but I'm not going to shout it across the whole place because I want people to have a chance to try. Do you guys need help on the story problems, or you got those? Okay.
Did we do 14? Or did we just do that by ourselves?
You just do menu 3, 2 and plug it in. You don't have to show any work.
Hey.
Not on the one with 3 variables and 3 equations. It's too much of a pain. Do you want me to make you show work?
No.
Me either. It's a pain. Yellowstone National Park is a popular field trip destination. This year, the senior class at High School A and the senior class at High School B both planned trips there. The senior class at High School A rented and filled 9 vans, 8 buses, 427 students. High School B rented and filled 10 vans, 8 buses, 438. Each van and bus carry the same number of students. Find the number of students in each van and each bus. Okay. First of all, help me label it up.
School A, school B,
Okay, is that gonna be on the side or on the top?
on the left.
Side, vans and buses. And then the total.
Okay? How many vans does school A bring?
A lot.
They,
9.
nine, they bought 8 buses, 427.
Don't forget the equal sign.
And then 10 vans, 8 buses, 438 students.
Okay?
X, X, Y, Y.
Plus.
And, yeah,
Okay?
and then you put it into the calculator.
What do I use to put it in the calculator? Menu
Then you fix it.
3, 2. So if I got out 11 and 41, what does it mean?
And there was 11.
11's for what?
11 is for vans.
How many students were in the van?
Wait,
Make sure it says students. I want to know that it's 11 students, not 11 vans. And you guys should be able, you guys got about 15 minutes left. I'm going to stop the recording and you should be able to get all that done